Four's fine.
Four's
We've
fine.
only got a quorum of 3.
Okay, I know what time it is.
And-
All right. Okay.
And just a reminder that this meeting is being recorded and live streamed. So
Just get a nasty message on our screen.
yeah, it's just letting you know.
Yep.
So they can digest it.
All right, team. It's 7 o'clock. Welcome to our bi-monthly community board meeting. It's been a while since we've met. Just to inform you, it's half face-to-face and it's the other half Zoom. So we've got the other people on Zoom. It's also being recorded and it's also being live feed to YouTube or something like that, I understand. So welcome everybody to our meeting. I'll call for declare the meeting open. Call for any apologies. Apologies from the floor. Nothing from your end, Pernilla?
No, not that I've heard.
All right. Okay. Very good. Items, declaration of interest. Okay. You obviously you're fully aware of any conflicts of interest. Make yourself aware to myself if there is anything in the agenda or anything in the meeting minutes that we're attending to make it quite clear of any conflicts. Public excluded items are nil. Public forum. I call for a mover and a seconder that the meeting adjourn for the purpose of holding a public forum. Do I have a mover? Stephen. Seconder. John. Karen. In favour? Cool. You hear us all right, Fenella? All right.
Yeah, we can hear you guys.
Move to public forum.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we've got anyone from what I can see. Janisha, I don't know if you can, it just looks like it's us.
Yep, just us.
Just us, okay, and we've got no one that's walked in at the last minute. So with that, we will then go back into our main meeting. So we'll call for a mover and a seconder. We move back into our main meeting. Stephen, seconder. John, those in favour say aye. Against, carried. All right, we're into our normal. 8 on the agenda, minutes for confirmation. You all had them sent to you, hopefully. You've all had the opportunity to go through them. Is there any comments or happy? All right, we'll have a, is there a mover? Let's move the minutes to correct. Thank you, Kevin. Seconder. Thank you, Stephen. Those in favour say aye.
All right.
Against? Carried. All right. Laura's just joined us. Laura, we're got half here and half on Zoom. Live streams. Awesome. It's a big wide web. All right. So what I probably should make quite clear too, obviously under this new conditions that we're operating, it's probably very important that only one person speaks at a time due to the fact there is a bit of an overlay there. So please make it to me aware that you want to talk either end at Zoom or here, and we'll make it happen, rather than try to talk over each other. Good as gold. All right, number 9.1. Shares report. Looks like me. Where am I? On my own report. Short and sweet this time around, people. I can almost read it. It's that quick. So here it goes. And a little close-knit community. COVID-19 level 4 makes life very interesting. Maketu has learnt a lot from the 2020 lockdowns. It was very pleasing to see that most people complying with the restrictions that have been put in place. Big thanks to the one and only small dairy in Maketu that always seems to be well stocked and has the entire fresh essential food items readily available. The local health and social service, Aura, has kicked in again, supplying food parcels and other services to the local people. It was also good to see and receive food and support from the Tipuki groups as well. Maketu is full of essential workers and they have done well over this trying time. As time goes by, hopefully restrictions will be lifted and we can turn to some form of normal. The 2 new welcome to Maketu signs have now been installed on both entrances to our lovely village. It's very pleasing to see the process on the revamp of the Maketu Community Centre building. A lot of enthusiastic voluntary work is being undertaken by our local Rotary Club. Last year piece of outdoor exercise equipment has now been installed at the village. green and being very well patronised. Keep safe. That's my report. Any comments? I'm happy to move my report. Do I have a seconder? Laura seconds it. Those in favour say aye. Against, carried. That's the chairperson's report accepted. It's got to be one of our good councillors next, surely. 9.2, Maketu Community Board Councillors Reports. Pages 17 through to 19. Evan, it sounds like you, mate.
Yeah, well, take it as read because you've all read it, but I have got an issue with it. I have been, unbeknownst to me, it was changed. What I have been writing reports for this council for 20 years, and I have never, ever in my life had something altered. And I'm not sure who altered it, but whoever did alter it has not got the right to do it. They came back, they should have come back to me and spoken to me about it first. And I wish to table a report here that I've done for you, John. So I'm bitterly disappointed that someone can change my report. My report is what I think and what I've done. And that is what I have done all the years that I've been here. And for someone to change that report, I spoke to Gary Webber, spoke to me as I was running out the door the other day, and I had a meeting at past whatever it was, half an hour to get home. And I said to him, I did not have time to, at that stage, and to, if it had to be altered, well, to alter it, but to come back to me. And the first I saw it was when I read it in here. It was about the three waters, and I have never been out in the public, and actually the people that have spoken about it, I've never had one person say that they're in favour of the three waters. And for someone to come and change my report on three waters is not acceptable. And I don't care who's watching this, but I'm representing the people of our area, and I have not spoken to one person that is in favour of this three waters. So I don't care who takes responsibility for this, but if anyone does it again, or I probably won't do another report, because as John does it, John just does headlines usually and speaks to it. And in fact, I will do that from now on, and no one will muzzle me. So that's the way it's going to be. And if anyone wants to do anything better, well, there's only one way they're going to do it, and that's to take me out. So that's the way I feel at the moment. I'm actually pretty hacked off with the whole situation. And I don't know how the rest of them feel around here. It's open for you guys to discuss it if you like.
Yeah, no, I feel your frustration there, Kevin, absolutely. And Penelope, you've made point of this?
Yeah, I do have a note. I'll feed it back to John Holyoke. My understanding was, so John's role is that he has to authorise all reports that go into agendas because he has to approve all agendas that leave council. So my understanding was that he felt that there was some incorrect statements or facts rather. So he just wanted to correct those and make sure that there was a view of council rather than a personal view coming through. But look, I'll feed all of your feedback back to John Holyoke. My understanding was that there was a conversation going to happen because your report hasn't been the only one that's had a few things altered around three waters. So yeah, I'm sorry that message didn't get, or that conversation didn't happen with you. I will definitely feed that back and ensure that it happens.
Can I ask a question then? You said that John is in charge of everything that goes out, and if it's not suitable what council says, this is my report. You can tell John, this is my report, nothing to do with council. This is from me. So he and I better have a sit down and have a discussion about this. And I won't be in tomorrow, but I'll be on Zoom. But next time in council, he better we better have to sit down and have a discussion about it.
I'll definitely bring it up to him and let him know that you'd like to sit down and have a chat. Yeah.
I want to say something. We can't say anything unless it's put up on the agenda, and if he takes off all our stuff that we want to work forward to, how can we get anything done?
He hasn't removed any items as such from the agenda.
Well, Shane's got nothing in his report. Is that the discussion that him and the CEO had?
Correct.
It came out like that?
Yeah, Shane, you might want to speak to that.
Yeah, and for no defence there, I've got 12 questions I raised from our workshop that really didn't go into the report. I didn't have the answers or the availability to put a report into it. I have off the record spoken to Mel, but I will put it on the record that some of this needs to either be in CCRs or infrastructure reports. So I think when it comes to the time, we will be adding to it or generating something like that. But back to Kevin's thing, and yeah, I think it's a sad, there was a breakdown in communication. I do sympathise with Kevin. My predecessor, Carol Poorhappy, had a very similar problem, and I witnessed it because a lot of her reports, unfortunately, were changed too back in the day, and she made it quite clear it's a report that comes from the chair or the councillor. It's not a councillor's report from council, I should say. So I know back then, again, it was a bit of an ugly topic, but I think in fairness, it needed to be addressed, and that's where we are. Did you want to put this in with your report, Kevin? Bits it's missing?
Yep, but it's going to, that can be.
Can we email this to
Yes.
Penella?
Yep.
Are we all right to email this to you, Penella, the extra bits? As a table, is Kevin's, oh, we lost you.
No, sorry, I'm sorry, I just muted myself. I already, if it's Kevin's original report, I already have it.
No, this is not raising the how I feel about the job.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, send it through. Yeah.
I'll send that through to you.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
Okay.
All right, we're still on Kevin's report. Anything else arising? Any questions for Kevin? All right, Kevin, would like to remove your report?
Yeah, I would.
Kevin's moved his report. I'm happy to second his report. Those in favour say aye. Against, carried. William's just entered the meeting. Welcome, William. Said to Laura, we're half face to face, we're half Zoom. We're being live recorded and also streamed throughout the big wide world. So, bit of protocol in regards to talking one at a time, try not to talk over each other. And if you want to make yourself be heard, please raise your hand or let me know. All right, moving on. Thank you, Kevin. To council reports, annual budgeting, page 22. Again, you had the opportunity to look through that.
Can we change anything?
Not really. All this has already gone through. All this stuff here, you can't change any of that, unfortunately. No, that's all been pre-done. And basically, other stuff is what we're what's happening. So obviously, we're past the financial date, so we've got to put more in there. But no, we've already pre-talked about that, so it's fine. I need a mover and a seconder for that.
Yep.
Stephen, seconder. Yep. William, those in favour say aye. Against. Carried. Thank you. Pages 23 to 41. Infrastructure Services Report from Maketu Community Board. Pages 23. Infrastructure Report. Right there. Not a lot happening. You can see the $12,000 obviously gone out for the Ave reviewing area. The allocation of $67,000 has come through. Take away the 12, gives us a balance at the 30th of June of $84,419.
Can you bring up that we can want to put more work onto that area? Or
Which area is that one?
they look at?
I'll look out. I think, do I have it up here? Yes, with the vegetation. Yeah,
Because it's over the seats.
yeah, got that down there. You can put that in. 24, transportation of the LED lights. Works. The only thing I picked up there with the LED lights is you've done a great job of the main roads, but the likes of the surf club, you got lights on that haven't been replaced. What hurts is that the local surf club are paying the power bill as well. So if those lights can be replaced sooner than later, would be appreciative.
That's not connected to the circuit.
Yeah.
No, that one that's not connected.
Well, one's not going all together. Yeah. But the
So-
two lights are connected to the circuit, yes.
Go through the immediate.
Yeah, that's where we will. Trust me. Maketu cycleway description. Stage 1 has been complete. Stage 2 still under the design phase, public consultation, timing subject. I think that's the one I'm talking about, that we need an infrastructure report for Penella, is the stage 2. My concerns are, I get upset when I said currently in the design phase. I've actually seen the design phase. I've seen it. So I'm a little bit concerned about, they're saying it's still in design.
Yeah, I can get that updated similar to what the update that Gary provided you after the briefing.
Great, thank you.
So I'll just make sure that that's properly updated,
Yeah.
because it will remain in the infrastructure report. So you can always speak to it.
Okay, great.
Can I
thank
ask
you.
a question about this last one?
I think it's there is one in the infrastructure report, is there not? If not, we'll pick it up at the end if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yep. So this has really come from council. This is their comments basically. Curbside, the payment, what next? Yep. Emergency management. My only comment on the emergency management, and I'm not sure if you guys, have any of you been approached by the Hawara in regards to what they're doing?
No, they've employed someone to implement it.
Yep. Well, I have heard that too. Emergency management.
I received a call, like a welfare call during lockdown level 4 from the holder, but it wasn't really around emergency management. It was more, do you need help with power? Do you need food? Do you need this? Like, it wasn't really emergency, but I suppose that is an emergency if you want to look at it like that.
Can we get some more clarification on that one, Penella? What the role is, and should they not be interacting with the community board or giving us an update of what they're proposing to do out in the community?
Yeah.
Shane, I can invite him to our workshop.
I really like a job description first, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Also speaking on behalf of the emergency services in Maketu, they to me are the people. They have not been approached whatsoever, so that's why I've raised the question tonight. Today.
So have they been given the authority to do that?
Yeah, reading this document, they have.
Yeah, I'll follow that up for you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to first one on our instructor report is the surf club reserve rock revetment. There's not been any change with item staff. Have not been in contact with affected parties. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we asked our last meeting to arrange with council to meet on site, and we were to discuss the two plans, the one from Jim Durham and the Tonkman and Taylor's design.
Yeah, that request did go to Scott Parker, so I'll follow that up because it needs. Yeah, I'll follow it up to make sure they include it in the minute action sheet. I think they haven't updated that. And I think with COVID, they haven't had the ability to come out or organise an on-site meeting with you, but I will follow that one up and make sure it's added.
Can we also add number 1 of my other minutes in regards to the sandbag repairs to be dealt with the CCR?
Yes, into the minute action.
And the additional temporary stairs suggestion.
Yeah.
Quite further discussion. So if we can add that to that meeting, because we need that action. I'm mindful Christmas is like only 4 weeks away.
Yeah.
And can I say something? What I don't understand is why back in 2019 were we talking lawyers and preparing a case for a hearing, And now it seems like we're going backwards and we've just come for the last like 6 months just to nothing.
Yeah.
There's just nothing. I'm just sick and tired of seeing this 8-page going back to when, 2016. Like that is a major health and safety issue. One person is stopping this from happening and it's just unbelievable. That is just not, I don't understand it. And it was funny how I mentioned the word health and safety to the guy in charge of it. And then suddenly the next day he built a silly little handrail thing that cost all of $50 to build. I just don't get it. It needs to be way more sufficient than that. Otherwise people have already hurt themselves really badly.
They need to isolate or get rid of.
Yeah, it should have a isolated hazard tapes there because it is a hazard. You're supposed to remove the hazard or remove the people.
Isolated.
All right, you asked about 10 questions there. Can I get a referral from either a councillor or the manager in regards to your first raise, was obviously the money set aside for a court case. Anything come through that you know of, Kevin, John?
No.
You do know that that money is obviously tucked aside. Our manager of the day?
How much is that, Kamara?
Beg your pardon, Chair, could you kindly repeat the question?
How much money is put aside for that down there?
Put aside for?
We put some money aside for a possible court hearings if things turn to custody in regards to the work done on the.
There was $250,000. That's what was it there? That was what was put aside.
Just looking at the report now.
It was moved to the council meeting, what, John, about 2 years ago?
Right, 2 or 3 years ago.
Sorry, Chair, was that through your community board account or you asking about council's accounts?
It'd be through council, but we were prepared to put up 50, weren't we? If I remember correctly.
I can't remember, but I know there was 250,000 that we were prepared to fight it for.
Yeah.
Because we decided that we needed to do something about it.
Yeah.
And we would make an issue out of it.
And how long ago was this provision made? How many years ago are we talking about?
You have a date with that one you're
Before the last election,
We agreed to proceed with, if necessary, the court action prior to the last election.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to look into the records and see what provision has been made, if any, around that.
Right. Thank you.
Because we passed it at the council meeting.
No further comments on that one? All right, but yeah, I think we do need to prioritise the steps for Christmas. It's the least they can do. Next one on our list is the Spencer Ave reserve levelling. Staff comment that staff can confirm the resource consent has been granted. Levelling will be an ongoing process. So that's a good news thing. We've been waiting for that for a long time. I still haven't seen the report. My biggest question from behalf of the board is what we can actually do down there. I understand the resource consent was for levelling, that's fine, but I think now we need to take it to the next step, which is basically what sort of infrastructure can we put on that reserve, whether it's like building a BMX track, what else, guys, do we talk about? A few other things.
Some
trees, all sorts of things.
walk.
We understood there was a bit of an area that we wanted to divide off for a, was a spring there, wasn't it?
Yeah, we wanted to
That's
fix that.
things on the right hand side.
Yeah.
No, well, there's an actual spring inside the reserve itself where Max seems to graze his cows, but there's a spring on that Whenua.
So moving forward, Penelope, we'd probably request an on-site meeting with Parks and Reserves to talk about those particular issues if we can.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we'll be earmarking as much good clean fill as we possibly can on any projects in or around Maketu to be dumped in that area. So we'll make that as a note in there as well, possibly.
Okay.
It does help with the likes of Downers or Westlands when they are looking for sites for clean fill. Thank you for that.
Can I have a key?
Sure, I'll do it.
So we're going to go for a job.
I'm going to ask them.
That's not clean.
No, yeah, yes it is.
No, it's not.
It's nitrogen.
Right,
Compost, yes. Weed seeds.
next one on the list is the Maketu Community Plan 2020 request. What are you asking for? $5,000 for reserve account for a water fountain to be placed on the sports field. The fountain has been restored and the project is now complete. Were you happy with that? To sign that off?
In the end, we got the.
Yep, so we're happy to, yep, that can be taken off. Now that particular one. All good, and thank reserves for doing that for us. Next on the list, community board fund up $50,000 for the community board reserves account for contribution establishment of the Maketu community building, subject to Baloo. So that's all gone through. Thank you, council, for pushing that through. What are they saying? Sufficient progress? Yeah. I've personally been over and had a look. Have you seen it lately? It's a totally different building. It's been completely stripped. There's no internal walls. Well, there is some going back in, obviously, for the kitchen and the bathroom area. All new bats, lining, stuff like that. So where I was over the other day, it had all been rewired, completely rewired, new plumbing, new framing had gone up. All the insulation was being installed as I was watching. And yeah, it's looking really, really good. So yeah, big thumbs up for Rotary and what they're doing. Something mindful that we probably should, as community board, maybe bring it up at our next workshop, is possibly a little bit extra funding if we'd like to see some outside work done as well. I understand there's some negotiations going with council with regards to find some paint for the outside, but Rotary will obviously, if they supply the paint, they'll do it. But it's something we've been in. Miriam, if you remember her from the last meeting, she'd probably look at the deck area or something like that. So,
Do you have any idea what the cost of paint would be?
the paint's all good. It's being supplied.
Oh, it's
yeah.
been supplied.
We're probably. I said do a business case back to us if you feel that you're running short or there's something else to complement the project. And it was more probably the extra decking around the front or something. Yeah. But on that, it's looking good. And that's it. From there, we're up to page 41. Tom, yeah.
So we're in some infrastructure.
It's on infrastructure. So
What are you on, page?
41.
42 then.
I'm going to go up to 41. Is it a good time then to possibly put a little bit of my stuff that we had from our workshop into the infrastructure report for now?
I'll add that in separately next time. So I'll make sure that those items are entered into the infrastructure report and that we get some commentary on them so that they're included in your next agenda.
Okay, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Because our next meeting's probably New Year, isn't it? There's nothing.
Correct. Yeah, it'll be in February. Yeah.
That's a long time to wait, man, to
2
do
months to the
nothing.
beginning of January.
That is a joke.
Especially when we're doing nothing. It's November.
The
It's
other,
meant to be every 6 weeks.
the one, if you can find earlier up, is probably the Cocoa Reserve in regards to the Flying Fox thing. I'm a bit confused with the RMP review process.
That's the reserves management plan review, and that's
Yeah.
what I was saying to you guys that night. We can't do anything on reserves until the review is done, and I was so right.
No, I disagree with that. This was talked about 3 or 4 years ago.
But that's the response.
Yeah, before the review was even put in place. So we had things in motion. So
It's just what they said when they
Yeah,
had that
yeah,
meeting with us.
yeah, I think it's a lame way out. But yeah. All right. Okay.
So when is that due to be finished?
I've asked a question. I haven't got an answer. Now I'll chase that up.
Is that true? Is that correct? We can't do anything until they've finished the review.
I've asked for clarification on when the review would be finished and what we can do. Yeah. That is the comment that I got from the original question. All right, moving on. I need a mover and a shaker for the infrastructure report. Kevin, seconded William. Those in favour say aye. Against? Carried. Marvellous. Thank you, team. Maketu Community Board financial report, September. Pages 42 to 45.
Did I just miss my chance to talk about the software? Which was asking a question about?
Yep. We have asked several questions.
Yeah, it's not to do with that though, it's more to do with what is the level of service that we are now receiving for what is there. Because to me, it looks really bad in a bad state. So I've already put in a service request like a month ago and nothing happened. So I just wanted to ask, are they going to mow the sides? Are they going to deal with the weeds that are all coming through the cracks? Are they going to sweep all the little rocks off it or what? Is it just there?
But now, have they replaced Stuart Harvey yet?
No, not yet.
Is there a contact that we can meet to talk about the cycleway maintenance and that sort of stuff? Is there somebody within council that can?
Cullen's online, so he might be the best person to answer this for you. I'll shoot over. Cullen, if you can unmute yourself, we can't do it.
Taking that job,
Is it?
on the bottom.
Callum, we just raised a concern about the new cycleway coming into Maketu. Laura, do you want to follow up?
Yeah, like I just noticed that all the grass on the side is starting to encroach onto the cycleway itself. So it's more or less half a cycleway in some areas. It's got old weeds coming through all the little gaps and all down the sides. And there's lots of little stones and stuff all over it. I just wondered what is the like level of service that we're going to receive for that, like ongoing maintenance contract or something.
Well, the maintenance contract has just been renewed, so for the next 2 years, and as part of that renewal process, council agreed a number of variations to existing contracts. So I can't answer your question at the moment, but what I can do is when I get back into the office, I can make inquiries of West Roads who manage Westlink, and then what I'll do is just report back to you with what the level of service should be for that cycle path.
Cool, thank you.
No other further queries? Roadie man there?
Are they working in the office?
No, they're at home.
No, but are they working in the office during the day?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But that, you can't wait another 2 or 3 months to get a reply back.
Yeah,
You
no,
need to have that reply back.
Yeah.
Whether you can give that reply back to Shane.
Yes.
Yeah, Cullen said he'll feed it straight back.
Yeah.
The Kiwi will have smothered the path.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping with these arrangements to meet on those sites, that's going to happen between now and February.
Yeah, so
We asked for that 2 months ago or 4 months.
so the feedback will go directly after the minutes are produced. The minute actions are sent directly to everyone. So they should be in contact with you. You don't have to wait till the next board meeting. What should happen at the next board meeting is you should get an update on what's happened, but it should have already happened, if that makes sense. So if you've requested an on-site meeting, it should happen between now and the next board meeting, but at the next board meeting, the minute action sheet should give that update. Does that sort of make sense? It's just that it's been very gappy over between the last board meeting and this, just because of COVID and everything. It's sort of slowed down everything a lot in terms of meeting with boards face to face.
Did we need one for that then, an on-site meeting? Because they can't really wait till it runs.
Not nice for that, yes.
Because to me, the only on-site meeting we're having is done at Spencer Reserve.
Well,
So
we
if we
asked-
don't ask that right now, it's not going to happen.
But we asked for one to see the reserves.
Yeah, just the reserve.
At the sports field.
Yeah,
We asked that 4 months ago.
yeah, but because it's not documented, it's not happening.
It was documented 4 months ago.
We're referring to our question 3 of the Water Swale Church Road, Wilson's Road North. Staff comment came back. Westlink have been requested to provide options for the board's considerations. My query with that is that we had an on-site meeting with the roading manager at the time, and we all agreed on what the option was. I'm a little concerned that Westlink have been requested to provide options. The option was already provided.
I wasn't aware of that. I'll need to check back with transportation manager and to just check and see what that option was.
Just got the fire siren going off. You can probably hear it. Fire.
Does it tell you when you're finished? Go and turn it off.
You better go, mate. No, I haven't turned it off.
He's not on
No,
duty
you're on.
tonight.
Turned off.
Do you want to just adjourn for 5 minutes? Do you have to sort something out?
No, just keep going.
Okay, go, I'll just turn the noisy thing off.
But that's so nice, isn't it? So nice.
Is it?
One person complained.
Yeah.
Bought a house down at complained.
Back to the meeting. You're probably feeling our frustration, unfortunately, but we're mindful, obviously, there's several things that have unfolded. Obviously, COVID has slowed things down. Obviously, you guys are probably working between home and work. Where we're mindful of, obviously, Christmas is just about here. And secondly, we really only have probably 9 months left of our term, yet we're trying to achieve probably a lot of our stuff. We're playing backstep a little bit, trying to get it going. So when we hear comments that, we can't get anything really done till February before we can start doing it, then February becomes March, April, May, and then all of a sudden it's all over. So hence, I think that's probably where our frustration is coming. We probably need things to start happening a little bit quicker than possibly play catch up on probably what we're doing. Would that be a fair comment?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's where we are, Penella, unfortunately. So yeah, we need to work it.
Can I
Let's
just
go-
make
I can-
a suggestion? Sorry, Panella.
No, that's fine.
I mean, I'm happy to come across and spend a half a day with you looking at the rodent issues that you have, and then basically start progressing them from there on in.
No, that's a good idea.
Yep, we appreciate that, Callum. I think, we've had a couple of on-site meetings with the predecessor, obviously. We came up with some really good conclusions and some ideas moving forward, even to the fact local contractors were prepared to price, and they have priced on a couple of projects that we're looking for, more so with vegetation and tree pruning. So they're ready to go too. So I'm sure, they could get this work done before Christmas as well if we could get the go ahead. So I'm pretty sure you're probably the man that can give the thumbs up for that as well.
So I mean, I'm happy to come across next week if you're available and just work through some of these issues with you.
That'll be good. Happy with that? Yeah. Yes, thank you, Callum. That would be good.
Yeah, I'll contact yourself, Shane, to arrange a time. Is that okay?
Thank you. Yep, great. Right, happy with that?
Yep.
Cool. Moving on. What are we up to? Infrastructure all finished? We've moved it anyway. Financials, we had a bit of a bounty through that. What was spent, what we got left. That's all in.
Yeah, jump on fire truck as well.
Can you update Kevin? So yeah, my only one there is I picked up, and I thought was that you're probably still expecting the final invoice from the welcome signs.
Yeah.
I just read it was a bit light, but I think there should be another payment, so maybe it's not gone out yet or whatever.
Yeah, I'll follow it up.
Okay, but we'll look at that. But I think the one
It might just be because this is for September as well.
right.
Yeah, so it might have come out after. I will chase it up though. I'll see what's happened.
Very good, yeah. It just felt a little bit light on what the quote came through as. Other than that, you're all happy? All good? So we need a mover for.
That's what we're doing, son.
No shame on Tommy.
So.
Confident.
Confidentiality, not out.
Can I have a move and a second that we approve financial reports? Thank you, Kevin. Second, Laura. Those in favour say aye. Against, carried, marvellous. And 9.6 council standing committees and community board meetings, 46 through to 49. Look at that, they'll probably actually tell us when our next meeting is. Didn't say that. Yep.
Does. February 15th.
Funny, there's no meetings in January.
You go holiday.
You pretty much right January.
People in COVID, Auckland.
That's when you get the most work done. Don't
Yeah.
have to go read.
Can I ask a weird random question?
Sure.
Is there a reason that the old logo is still on this?
Yeah, so it's just slowly being updated, all of the templates and everything. So you'll see some of the font in the agenda has changed to the new. It's just part of the process of updating those templates. So your next one will be all updated.
And if this COVID thing disappears, which it probably won't, but if we were to go down the market with our flag, is that like illegal because it's got the old logo on it, or what's the go with that?
I will have to follow it up. I don't understand so though, because I think there's other, I know Te Puke flags are using the old pictures and stuff, but I can follow it up for you.
Even like our jackets and that, and like everything we have, are we still allowed to like distribute business cards and stuff with the old logo or no?
Yeah.
My understanding is yes, because they're only updating things as they need to be updated. So even signs and everything around the district are only getting changed as they need upgrading. That's my understanding, but I can follow it up. If it's any different, I can let you know.
Okay, cool,
Next question.
thanks.
We all happy? No other last minute random questions? Good. Can I have a mover and shaker for the standing committee and committee board meetings? Yeah. John, William, those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against, carried. There being no further business, I declare this meeting closed.
Sorry, Chair, just before you close the meeting.
Sorry.
My apologies for not being able to capture your financial question the first time you raised it early in the meeting, mainly because I was having an online chat with the Chief Executive around Councillor Marsh's comments regarding the content on his Councillor Report. The Chief Executive's response was that he was of the understanding that the Mayor had a chat with Councillor Marsh regarding those changes. Councillor Marsh is through the Chair. Councillor Marsh, is that your understanding?
The mayor said to me as I was walking out the door, I need to talk to you for a minute. He said, your report needs to be changed. There is something in there that needs to be changed. I said, look, I haven't got time for it at the moment, but if it does, we'll do it. Come back to me. But
Okay.
I heard nothing. And that really hacked me off. So,
Okay, I'll convey that through to the Chief Executive, and he'll be in touch with you to discuss that further.
okay, thank you.
All good. All right. Other than that, no other from you guys? All happy? Happy? All right, declare the meeting closed at, what is it, 7:42. Thank you, people. Thank you, guys, for being a part of it today, and obviously the ones behind the scenes that I can't see. Well done. Thank you so much. Hopefully we can meet face to face. Yes, she is. Face to face sometime in the near future. So on that, thank you for being part of our meeting tonight.
I'll contact you tomorrow.